So after reading Simon Sinek's book, this could potentially be just as important as your why. So Simon Sinek's book, an absolute amazing read. It talks about how do you find your why? What is your passion? What drives you to do what you do? And one piece that I felt was missed from this book was who you are as an individual. And some people can relate it to, well, your why is your who. But the who really comes down to, what is it that you are? Who are you around certain individuals? Who are you around yourself? Who are you when the chips are down? Who are you as a person? Who are you? What are your strengths and what are your weaknesses? What are all of those things? Those are the difficult questions that I think people should really look in the mirror and ask themselves those specific questions. A lot of the clients that I work with, when we find out who they are as an individual, that's when we can start making plans to move them in the direction that they need to move into. It's funny to me sometimes because you'll hear how people say they wear a mask and how they're not doing that anymore. And the truth is, I applaud them, but at the same time, that's something that takes work and it takes time. To say you're not going to be a certain way anymore, or you're not going to be a doormat anymore, or you're not going to do these negative things anymore, you're not going to have these habits, that takes work just like anything else. And you have to ask yourself that difficult question. Who are you as an individual? What do you do around other people? And what things are you going to change to make who you are different if you have to be? Sometimes people have goals they want to obtain, and they're not the person they need to be to obtain those goals. And that's okay. But the second you define that, then you can start moving in the direction to change the necessary being of yourself to get to those goals. Anyone is capable of doing almost anything. It really comes down to, we are also patternistic too. And that's important to know. We are patterns. And understanding what your patterns are is important so that you can either break necessary patterns or use those patterns to your strengths. Patterns are not necessarily a bad thing. Successful people have successful patterns. Unsuccessful people have unsuccessful patterns. And it all starts with defining yourself, defining what you stand for. And just because you stand for one thing today doesn't mean you can't stand for something else tomorrow. Just because you have that dark side doesn't mean you don't have that light side too. And you get to choose what you're going to focus on. But just like a muscle physically, you got to understand your mind. You got to understand how you react and how you respond to certain things and who you are as an individual. Know your who. Know your who and watch how far you can go. I hope you guys are having a great day, and I'll talk to you later.